Hello everyone, this is FilibusterFox, and I'm taking a look at another Mount and Blade Warband mod, Battle Time, which provides your single-player game the ability to have co-op battles, so you can play with your friends in the battles that your game has. How it works is pretty simple. Installing it isn't so simple, and running it is a little complicated, but once you know how to do it, it's not so hard. But the process itself is fairly simple. You find a battle in the game, you save right before you enter the battle. If you don't save before you get jumped or something, you can hit an option to give you time to save so you can quick exit out, save, and go back into the battle. And once you save, you hit the option to export to the multiplayer game mode. Then you exit out of your single player game without saving. You go into multiplayer, you host your game, and all your options will already be set up for the co-op. You may want to change a couple of things, like give it a password, change the server name, that sort of thing. But once you do set that up, you get your friend or your friends to come, and they can either play as companions, or, well, any player on the server can either play as your character, your companions, or a random soldier in the army. So, like, if you want to let someone else play your character in the single-player game, you can do that. If you want to play your single-player game character and have them play one of your companions, you can do that. Or if you don't have any companions, they can still play a random soldier. And if you die, you can actually respawn as a soldier, because that's part of the option of the server that allows you to play as the random soldier. Then, once the multiplayer battle is complete, it will export the information to the single-player game. You load back into your single-player save that you made right before the battle, and you hit the import results, and that's what happens in the battle in the single-player campaign. You keep going till you get another battle that you want to play co-op, so on and so forth. That was a bit of a long-winded explanation. It'll be much easier to follow when I go over it again as we actually do it. Now, with me today is FancyZergling from YouTube. You may have seen some of his comments on some of the videos. He's going to do this co-op battle with me. Say hello, Zergling.
Hey, YouTube. How's it going?
All right. And so he's basically going to be sitting around bored while I play my campaign, because unfortunately I don't have any live streaming ability yet, so I can't let him watch me play the campaign, which would be the ideal case. This would be excellent for LAN parties. So, you know, you can all be in the room. So you can kind of crowd around the computer playing the campaign and whatnot, and then all go off to your separate computers for the battle. Whatever you want to do with it. You know, just find a way to make it fun. It doesn't give you a full co-op option, because that's simply impossible with the engine. But that's enough talking about the mod. Let's have a look at it. So I'm going to
should give you full co-op.
Sorry?
I said it should give you full co-op.
Yeah, that would be brilliant, but unfortunately the engine doesn't allow that. So I'm going to go ahead and make my character standard improvised noble. I'm going to be a shop assistant. That's always good for a little bit of trade. Be a squire, some more riding and combat abilities, and my favorite, lust for money and power as my background. I will take my purple and white unicorn flag. Allow me to quit without saving. Always a wise thing when you're trying mods, because little bugs can come up and ruin your game if it isn't properly done. Alright, go ahead and FilibusterFox my name up. Let's get some agility. My riding's already at 3. I will max out Power Strike, Weapon Master, and put a couple points in trade. Let's see, a bit of pathfinding, that's always nice. I enjoy pathfinding. And a bit of Iron Flesh, because it's always useful. I'm going to level up some polearms here for my lancing, and one-handed weapons for when I want to use shield. My leftover point, I'm just going to toss the two-handed weapons because I enjoy them. Now, let me just quick set up an appearance that looks somewhat like me in real life. Just vaguely. A little more cheek, a little less, a little bigger jaw width. Yep, there we go. That should be okay. We'll just go with that. It's a little closer. Alright, what nation should we fight for there, Zergling? What should we do?
Well, you like the cavalry, so Swadia would be a good place to start.
Okay, well, that or the Sarenids. I've done Swadia, so I'm a little dubious.
Yeah, but desert bandits are annoying.
Well, oh god, you're right. Okay, that right there is reason just to play Swadia at the beginning every time. You can eventually go join another group, but if you start in Swadia, you get looters, you get forest bandits. Those are infantry, they're pretty easy to handle. like steppes bandits over with the Kurgits or the desert bandits and all. They're just brutal. So yes, we are going to start in Praven at Swadia, or at Praven in Swadia. Either way, I guess it kind of works. Right? I do not want to use this crossbow, but I do have to complete the beginner quest once again, as usual.
They should really mod that.
There's probably a mod that you can easily... In fact, I've seen a little program that you can... Mount and Blade Tweak, I believe it's called. You can change some settings, like you can have cattle follow you, which is essential in my opinion, but some things like that where you can change how the base game works just by editing basically the text or inize whatever the game draws it from. It handles it all with a nice easy UI to use, and you can restore the default settings very easily. That sort of program combined with any of the native expansions that it's compatible with, like Diplomacy it works with. I think it works with native expansion. I haven't looked at it in a while, but you know, I will try and give you a link to that program down in the comments of this video, and we'll go from there. Alright, so, oh, wow, some deserters right there. Okay, I'm gonna go right into town here and sell some equipment because I do not want... Hey, there's a tournament. That is one of the things that I don't believe you can do co-op. Pretty much any standard battle you can do co-op. Sieges, not sieges, whatever. But things like tournaments, arena fights, and you know, any scripted events, like potentially even the beginner quest fights, I don't believe will work with the mod. I'm not 100% sure on the beginner quest fights, but I'm 90% sure. It will give an exact description on the download page for the mod what exactly it's compatible with. Ooh, a Morning Star. Oh, I can't afford it. I'm sad and broke. Oh well.
Eventually.
Eventually. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple of recruits from the nearby villages, and I'm going to force poor FancyZergling to play a peasant in our first fight against losers. Not losers, looters.
I'll just eat an orange. It'll be K.
Just eat an orange?
Absolutely.
Alright then. Alright, stuffing in here. Picking up some guys. Use that little control space to speed this process up. Recruit. Okay. So I've got an army of 11. That should be enough to take on some early looters. Especially since I do have my own horse and such. I could probably take on a group of looters solo. But that would defeat the entire purpose of doing this mod, wouldn't it? Alright, so let us find some looters. Where be all the bandits are? Here, oh, 14 looters, perfect. What do you want? Surrender or die, as you wish. Prepare to die. Okay, so this is the modified battle screen after you engage in a fight. I did not save prior to this, so I am going to have to save before we continue. Now you can charge the enemy, which enters the battle as normal, or your troops attack without you, which simulates the battle as normal without your participation, just like in the native game. Nothing changes with those two options. Let me go ahead and select give time to save, so I can save. Save. Okay, excellent saving. Back into the fight. Surrender or die again. Alright, now I'm going to click Set Up Multiplayer Battle. It tells you quit game, will not save. Alright, you hit that. Go into multiplayer, and that will actually work with the do not allow me to quit without saving, the realistic mode. That will bypass that, so you can actually do this. Anyways, going back to multiplayer, host a game. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it server 9991 because it's been wanting to reset it all the time anyways. My password will be 12345. My welcome message will be hello. Alright, planes, co-op battles, Team 1 faction outlaw, Team 2 faction player faction, that's all default. You can set the maximum number of players, so if you want to invite more players, you can. You can actually port this to a dedicated server, although I don't know the exact process for that and I cannot explain it, but I'm going to go ahead and do the local server, which would be your own computer. But anyways, you can adjust battle size and maximum number of players as usual. Looks like I can get it over 100. Allow range friendly fire, allow melee friendly fire. I'm going to go ahead and leave friendly fire off for melee by default. Ranged I'll allow because, you know, that's normal. Friendly fire damage friend, I am going to do 100% because that's more realistic. Control block duration, I'm going to go ahead and do automatic so we don't do stupid things. Look at that. Combat speed, medium. Okay, now this option, switch to bot on death, is what allows your players to play as regular soldiers. So, that's important to have there, especially if you don't have companions. That way, people can keep playing until the battle's over as well. You can use spawn formation, skip button, you know, all these options. I usually just leave it the defaults. You'd like the pulse to kick and ban players, just in case you get someone on there who you do not want. Reduce player damage, you know, that's to help you out there. Disable active inventory, keeps you from changing out inventory at the chest, I assume. I'm not 100% sure on that option, but I believe that is what that does. And of course, skip menu buttons, which, who cares? Alright, start map. Okay, Zergling, the server is up. The number is 9991. That's server 9991. Same password, 1 through 5. I'm going to go ahead while he connects. I'm going to choose my faction, player faction, FilibusterFox. I'm going to play myself. I'm going to have command of all the troops in the party because I don't want to give him control of any of my troops. Those are my troops, yo. He's just a peasant. Alright, you can access your inventory, so there you go. That's what I've got, same as I've got in the game. Absolutely correct there. The start battle button at the top is what actually begins the battle. So that will initiate once you have everyone you want connected to begin. Alright, Zergling.
Okay. I'm connecting.
You're connecting now? Excellent. You want to pick the player faction, and you won't have the ability to select anyone because I am FilibusterFox and you are not, so you have to play peasant. But once you choose your faction, you should be set. I haven't actually tried the process yet, so hopefully this is how it works. Alright, so let me know when you've got your faction selected and you're good to go. You don't want to play an outlaw.
It's not giving me any choice for the player faction.
That's good. You should just be able to escape out of it.
Okay.
Just have your observer view.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to start battle, and hopefully it will spawn you as a peasant.